Dallas, this is your captain speaking, and today we're going to just do a little puddle hop here. We're going to go from Long Island's MacArthur Airport all the way over to Sikorsky. It's a short little flight, as you can see right here. So we're going to fly right out of here and head relatively north. And not sure what the runway assignment is going to be. Let's see if we can pull up the airport here. There it is, Sikorsky Memorial. And so we've got a couple of runways here. I'm guessing they're probably going to have us come in on runway 6 given our direction, but we'll see. Otherwise, conditions are sufficient enough, I think. Well, maybe. I mean, we've got some cloud cover here, so I mean, you know, we'll see. But I mean, we can definitely do a visual landing once we get, you know, below the cloud levels there. And the other thing is if anybody has a solution to this problem, the fact that the taxi lights don't work on like any of the aircraft, even though they're supposed to have them. Right here is where you have your taxi and landing lights. So if I was to go here, we can actually see if I keep the taxi lights on and then come back to here, there's no light that's actually on right there. Now if I go ahead and I put the landing light on, then we can see that it definitely does come on. So there's got to be something within the config files. I can't personally find it. It'd be nice to kind of have, I know other people have mentioned this. I am running it on the DX9. That seems to work the best for me. So, you know, if you have something that a way to fix that, let me know in the comments below. But let's get this show on the road here, and we'll look at our trim here. So we'll trim ourselves down here just for takeoff. Should be good right about there. And let's go ahead and take a listen to the ATIS. See what we got as far as conditions.
Long Island Airport information, Oscar 2006 Zulu. Wind 19 at 6. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition. Ceiling 2,300. Broken. Temperature 2.20. Altimeter 3013. ILS runway 24 in use. Landing and departing runway 24. VFR aircraft say direction of flight.
All right.
All aircraft.
Okay. So we got some broken skies here. Got the altimeter all set. Let's go ahead and get our clearance going here.
Long Island clearance delivery. Cessna Kilo Juliet 7881. Ready to copy IFR clearance to Bridgeport. Cessna Kilo Juliet 7881 is cleared to Bridgeport Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 3000. Departure frequency is 118.0. Squawk 2626.
Alright, we will acknowledge that.
Cessna Kilo Juliet 7881 cleared to Bridgeport Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 3000.
Lights on.
Departure on 118.0. Squawk 2626. Cessna 881, read back correct. Contact ground on 135.3.
So tune to ground, and we'll request our IFR taxi.
Ground, Cessna Kilo Juliet 7881 with Oscar, ready to taxi IFR. Cessna Kilo Juliet 7881, taxi to and hold short of runway 24 via taxiway Sierra Echo. Contact tower on 124.3 when ready. Taxiing hold short runway 24 using taxiway Sierra Echo. Cessna 881.
Get our little pushback going here. And looks like, yep, we're just going to go right on down through here. So, oh, nope, we got to go across there. So we got a little bit of a taxiway to go. Looks like we're taking off way down here based on things, but that shouldn't be a problem. I think we got enough clearance now that we can just take this over on our own. But it should be a good flight. Just going to stop here and make sure that there's no planes on approach as we cross this runway here, because I don't know about you, I'd rather not get hit by an aircraft. I don't see anything. Sure, ATC would have told us to hold short should we have done that, but we have to cross right through here. And there we go. Sorry, drifting off center, trying to just readjust some things here. Probably, ideally should have held short there, but they don't have those other runways in use, so not going to worry about it. Doesn't seem like there's too much in the way of air traffic right now. And here we go. And we'll hold short just there. So the tower. Let's get some clearance
Long
here.
Island Tower, Cessna, Kilo, Juliet, 7881, ready to go. Runway
Some
24,
flaps.
IFR to Bridgeport. Cessna, Kilo, Juliet, 7881, cleared for takeoff. Runway 24, cleared for takeoff. Runway 24, Cessna, Kilo, Juliet, 7881.
So it's lined up. Give us some throttle here. And away we go. Start the rotate. There we go. Nice, easy takeoff. And we'll let autopilot take it from here. Go. And wait for directions.
Cessna 881, contact New York departure on 118.0. Going to 118.0, Cessna 881. New York departure, Cessna Kilo Juliet 7881
Bring
is at
this up
800,
here.
climbing 3000. Cessna Kilo Juliet 7881, New York departure, roger, altimeter 3013. Cessna 881, turn right, heading 010, proceed on course, climb and maintain 3000. Cessna 881, you are 24 miles south, turn right, heading 360, climb and maintain 3000, expect vectors ILS, runway 6, approach. Turn right, heading 360, climb and maintain 3000, expect vectors ILS, runway 6, approach. Cessna 881.
Alright, so we know we are coming in on an ILS, so let's go ahead and just take a quick gander here. Get the frequency, runway 6, 110.7. So we'll just dial that in. 110.7, just have that on standby. And then yeah, from there it's just taking the flight. Let's see.
New York approach, Cessna November 0707, Mike is climbing through 4,200 for 5,000.
Cessna November 0707, Mike, New York approach, roger, altimeter 3014.
Well, they initially said to stay on climb and maintain and stay on course, but then they switched to this, and I think because when you're looking at it, we're going to be coming in at this angle right here for runway 6, so if we're coming up this way, I think they're just swinging us out to come up that way, so we'll just stay on the course of 360 degrees, or just heading due north here. A little turbulent out here today. We're climbing through 2,000 right now, and should hit our cruising altitude of 3,000.
Cessna 881, turn left, heading 330.
And we can acknowledge
Turn
that.
left, heading 330. Cessna 881.
330, it's about there. There we go.
Piper 287 Golf. Contact New York approach on 123.7. 123.7 for Piper 287 Golf. New York approach, airwave 8335 is climbing through 5,900 for 8,000. Airwave 8335, New York approach, roger, altimeter 3014. Cessna 881, traffic is 9 o'clock, 4 miles at 5,000. Cessna Skyhawk, report them in sight. Cessna 07 Mike, traffic is 10 o'clock, 4 miles at 3,000. Cessna Skyhawk, report them in sight.
Cessna 07, Mike, have the traffic.
I'm looking.
Cessna 881, don't have the Cessna Skyhawk in sight. Airwave 8335, climb and maintain flight level 220. Climb and maintain flight level 220.
I think it's just so thick,
Airwave
can't see the
8335.
can't see the Cessna. There's where we took off from.
Airwave 8335, contact Boston Center on 132.3. 132.3, airwave 8335.
Well, we'll just say that just for the heck of it, just so that goes away. And there's the sound. So, yeah, got quite a bit of clouds, but at least we're low enough that we can still, have a good view of things. And just again, you can see there's just a little bit of turbulence going on here, but nothing too bad. We're heading right on course at the 330. It's going to set us up nicely to come in and make this landing over in Sikorsky. So, Sikorsky makes if you don't know, they make a lot of helicopters, and both commercial and military. They're primarily known for the Black Hawk helicopter, rather large aircraft. Famous in that movie Black Hawk Down. But yeah, I mean, we're doing pretty good here. And I think I'm just going to run this video out. I'm not going to cut anything just because it's going to be a short flight. I mean, we're not too far out. Let's see, where are we at? Oops, not that one. I mean, we're only 17 nautical miles, heading 115 knots. Won't take us too long, you know, looks like about, 8 minutes if you're looking at it from the radar. And here's where we're coming in, right here. So they're literally setting us up right here. We're going to come in.
881, turn right, heading 330.
I did do that.
Turn right, heading 330. Cessna 881.
The magics of the
New York
FSX
approach,
built-in.
Orbit 1022, with you 2,100. Orbit 1022, New York approach, roger. Altimeter 3011.
We're going to need to reduce our altitude pretty soon, actually.
New York approach, Bombardier, November 2151, Kilo, with you 7,000. Orbit 1022, airport is at your 1 o'clock, 12 miles, turn right, heading 135, report runway inside. Bombardier, November 2151, Kilo, New York approach, roger. Altimeter 3011. Bombardier 51, Kilo, descend and maintain 1,400. Turn right, heading 135.
Yep, there we go, there's the glide slope.
1022.
16 on the DME.
I have the runway in sight. Orbit
Which is about
1022.
what
You are
we are right
10
here.
miles northwest. Descend and maintain 2,000. Clear visual. Runway 13 right. Approach. Contact Kennedy Tower on 119.1. Descend and maintain 2,000. Cleared visual. Runway 13 right. Approach. Tower on 119.1. Orbit 1022. Cessna 881. Contact New York approach on 123.7. 123.7 for Cessna 881. New York approach. Cessna Kilo Juliet 7881 with you. Cessna Kilo Juliet 7881. New York approach. Roger. Altimeter 3013.
We're going to get a... Pretty soon we got to be told to contact the tower and make our final turn in and descend on our altitude. I mean, that's where we're going. I don't know if we can see it from here yet. It's like right over here.
Cessna 881. Contact New York approach on 124.075. 124.075 for Cessna 881. New York approach. Cessna Kilo Juliet 7881 with you. Cessna Kilo Juliet 7881. New York approach. Roger. Altimeter 3013. New York departure. Cessna Charlie Golf Alpha Juliet Golf is type Cessna Skyhawk 4 miles north of Oxford. Request flight following. Cessna 881. You are 16 miles southwest. Turn right, heading 030. Descend and maintain 1,800. Cleared ILS. Runway 6. Approach. Maintain 1,800 until established on the localizer. Contact Bridgeport Tower on 120.9. Cessna Charlie Golf Alpha Juliet Golf. New York departure. Squawk 7043. Turn right, heading 030. Descend and maintain 1,800. Cleared ILS. Runway 6. Approach. Maintain 1,800 until established. Tower on 120.9. Cessna 881. Squawk 70. Bridgeport Tower. Cessna Kilo Juliet 7881 is 15 miles southwest. Inbound ILS. Runway 6. Approach. Cessna Kilo Juliet 7881. Bridgeport Tower. Fly straight in. Runway 6. Altimeter 3013. Cessna 881.
Yep. So we're doing fine. We got the approach obviously lined up. And we're almost at our 400 more feet to go on the descent. And then we'll intercept the glide slope, which is right here. And once we'll just check our throttle, just enough to make sure that we're staying on that. So as we intercept it, so right now we're below the glide slope, so we're going to come in this way, connect with it, and this will drop, and then we want this to stay straight horizontal. If it starts to drop further down, we need to decrease our speed. If it climbs upwards, we need to increase our speed. So that's how you can monitor it when you don't have an aircraft that's equipped with a auto throttle, for example. So if you're flying something like the Boeing or the Learjet, it does a pretty good job of maintaining the glide slope and keeping your speed right where it needs to be. And just a little bit of flaps here. Give it a little bit more speed. And we can see the airport is right here. And I want to give enough speed that I'm at least keeping my 1800 right here. But you'll see, and we can, I guess, put on our landing lights there. But the approach will have us come in. It'll turn us a little bit to the left, to the right. This is indicating whether or not we're lined up with the runway, the vertical line here. And then this is our glide slope, which we should be intercepting actually pretty soon. Yep. Once we, on the GPS here, once we end up with this, lining up and we're actually touching this, you'll start to see the glide slope come down. And then it'll just be us managing throttle all the way in. And then once we get close enough, we'll disengage the autopilot. In fact, you'll see once the glide slope starts to come down and once it intercepts, it's going to disengage our altitude hold as well. So I'll leave this the comm panel up here so you can see that. And of course, this aircraft only has has a couple degrees of flaps, but we'll see what we need depending on how things are going. So, but everything looks good. So now we're actually lined up. Oh, here's the runway right here. Right here. That's it. My mistake. That is not it. That is some buildings. Because I can tell we are lined straight up on the, for this. And then you're going to start to see this come down momentarily. And then it's going to be throttle management all the way in on the ILS. A little bit to the right. We'll adjust. But we're holding at our 1800 altitude, which is good. Airspeed is 80 knots, which is good. We got 1 degree of flaps, or well, 1. I say 1 click. When I say 1 degree, I think it's actually 10 degrees. And so, yep. So now you can see the glide slope is starting to come down, and so now we're intercepting the glide slope. And once this reaches horizontal, this will disengage. You'll see the aircraft pitch down. And then we'll just manage the throttle. And again, the way I remember it is if this is high, we need to speed up. If it's low, we need to slow down. But here we go, coming right into Sikorsky. Almost on the perfect glide slope. We are lined up properly now. Like I said, this is just a nice little short puddle hop. Probably do a longer flight next time, but we'll see. And you'll see the altitude disengage in just a moment. This right here will disengage on its own, right there. And now it's just about throttle management. I'm going to decrease the throttle a little bit because we are going to be descending. See, glide slope's going down. So we'll add one more click of flaps here. And just wait.
Cessna 881 cleared to land, runway 6. Cleared to land, runway 6. Cessna 881.
So not too bad. We're still just above the glide slope. I don't want to go down too much. I'll go full flaps here. That'll help. As you can see, here's our aircraft. We got the flaps all the way down. Coming right in just beautifully. And we can take a look at our GPS. You can see we're right smack on where we need to be. Everything is lined up just right. And we're just letting the autopilot just take us right in. Coming down to just about 1,000 feet right now. There is the airport. Down we go. Haven't actually had to touch the throttle. We've been pretty good. Looks like we're a little bit off center from the visual, which could be part of the instrumentation. The realism does come into play here. I do have it set up on medium, but we'll see. And if we need to correct something, we will at the last minute, which again, I think we're okay. We've got the pips right here lined up, white and red. Nope, I think we're going to be just fine. We're coming straight in on it. Don't think we can ask for a much better approach. This is pretty good. Rather be a little bit high than low. That one pip, so that's okay. That's okay. Yep, we're coming straight in. Beautifully done. Just a little bit more. So I disengage the autopilot. Not the smoothest of landings, but I will take it.
Cessna 881, turn next taxiway.
And let's just take a look. Again, probably not my best one. I've had some smoother ones. There we go. On the replay. For me, I'm working on trying to get more of that hover that's coming, you know, where you're hovering over it and then you get a smoother landing. Yeah, that was a little bit harder of a landing than I would like, but not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and end this flight here. And I'm going to come down over here to Pilot Records, and I believe, yes, we did. We got the postcard. So this is a new add-on that I found. It's dealing with postcards. Somebody has put it together. And this is FSX, FSXA postcards from around the USA. So I'm not sure who made this, but he outlines it. It's free. It's an easy download and easy install. And what happens is you land at certain airports, but you don't know which ones. And if you land at them, you just have to touch on them. You don't have to actually make a full stop, from my understanding. And you can actually get a postcard like this. So I've gotten the two that are from Connecticut, the New London Lighthouse, and this one as well. And so I'll start to look for some others. Now, I will admit I did decode the file, so I do know where all, I can look up where all the airports are, but I did see that there were two in Connecticut right here. So I've got both of them in Connecticut. And the reason why I did decode it is I just wanted to verify that it was working properly. That was my biggest thing. Is this actually working? So I'm not going to bother with looking up any of the other ones. It'll be just a fun surprise when I actually get to land and be like, hey, I got a postcard, one of those types of things. And something else that I did learn as well, and I'll kind of take you through this, and that has to deal with add-ons. And let's see, I go into Steam Apps, Common, and FSX. So what was happening is, and this was true, I had to do a clean install just a little while ago because I had some buggy things and whatever, and I lost, I guess, my certificates, but my certificates weren't even showing up anyways, and I didn't understand why. So, like, if you had your first solo flight, here's the private pilot license, all these things, they weren't showing up, and I didn't understand why. And what it comes down to is the DLC. If you have any of the DLC, okay, like the official DLC stuff, now you're supposed to have, for example, there should be, where is it? Right here. Here's the rewards. So here's the rewards that I've been getting, but they weren't showing up over here. And there's a simple fix. If you're not getting rewards, at least showing up here, it doesn't mean you have to restart everything. All you got to go is in each of the DLC folders is just make an empty folder called rewards. That's it. So there's one there, and then there's one here. So, for example, my Rex textures, which is this one right here, that was a DLC, had to add the rewards file. And then this was the Discover USA, and I had to add the rewards. Again, it's blank, but just by putting that rewards folder in there will fix in all of the achievements or rewards that you've been getting over here will then reappear in the actual game itself. So I've gotten the two for Connecticut, and so I think what I'll probably start doing is kind of looking at state by state and seeing which ones I can find, and we'll do like a bunch of flights out of, I don't know, New Hampshire, and let's see if we can find all of New Hampshire, and maybe we'll just work on New England and kind of make our way down. Should be a lot of fun. But even though I've opened up the actual file, which I'm not going to tell you how to do. If you really want to, you can figure that out. It's really not that hard. But I just wanted to do it just to verify that it was actually, it was actually working. And so it's a pretty fun add-on, and it gets you like trying to fly in and out of different airports and different flight plans. and things that you wouldn't normally do. So, check this out here. I'll leave a link to this in the description so you can go and check it out if you haven't done so. But it's a pretty cool add-on, and it's free, and it's not mine. It's whoever, this gentleman's here, who made it. So looks like maybe it's this guy. I don't know. So, but anyway, so that's going to be the end of the flight for today, and hope you enjoyed flying with me. And this is your captain signing off.